Hey, this is Adam with Theros Media. Working on the conversion rate on our website. Just want to give you an update. We are at 0.4% so far this month, which is great. It's about 200% increase over last month, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you when we started working on the website versus when we hadn't been working on it. Here we go. We're up about 40%, which is great. So 0.3. We're trying to get this to 1%. So anybody who lands on the website, 1% of those people convert at some point within 30 days. And as of right now, we're at 0.3. Now, the average sale takes about 14 days for us because we have somewhat higher ticket e-commerce equipment, and they need to have the right equipment for themselves. They need to get on the phone, talk with the salesperson, make sure it's correct for them. They have to have water test before we send them anything. So it takes a bit of work to get someone to buy from us, but it is worth it if we can figure this out. Now, the type of traffic coming in has changed somewhat, and I dialed it back month over month between February and March. I dialed it back because the conversion rate took a big hit in March. So in February, things are going great. Turned on a little bit of the traffic from Google, shopping traffic. And in March, see that the traffic went up 300%. This was due to us working on Performance Max campaigns for this specific site. Now, see, YouTube went up 400%. Facebook is about the same as always been. Facebook is just retargeting for the most part. Direct is not direct at all. No one knows the name of our website, so I have to get them here. So this is some way, shape, or form that the website did not figure out who it came from. But the majority of that is probably Performance Max. So here we are, 300% traffic increase. So you can get a ton of traffic to the website, and it's not going to drive conversions. Doesn't really matter. So what I did was I dialed back the spend on the on the campaign between the 2 months at about half the level it was, so we can still spend and test out Performance Max for the website. If we get that right, then game's over for us versus our competitors because they aren't doing that right now anyway. So you can see that because I dialed back spend, sales took a hit, sessions took a hit, but I'm working on the conversion rate actively, and that has been going up steadily month over month, which is great. So when we actually started working on it as a second, dialed everything back on the second, you can see here that the baseline conversion rate we're working with is a 0.28% conversion rate. So 0.28% is not very good, but that's what we're working with. So where are we at now this month? Month to date. We're at 0.4%, which is awesome, almost twice as much as 0.28%. 0.28% is 0.56. So we're up pretty substantially over month over month so far, which is awesome. And we have been running basically the same amount of traffic. This was Performance Max when we basically cut it in half. And now we're at these levels. If we got rid of, let's do the fourth to now, to actually get an apples to apples comparison, about a week worth of data. 25% is just today. We're down about 5%, which is not bad. Let's see where we're at. Sales are up. So we're just selling different things from what it looks like. And not really. But we must have had a huge order that came in. Yeah, we had a huge order that came in on the 4th based on the marketing we were doing previously. So like I said, it takes about 14 days for someone to buy from us. So we need 2 weeks worth of data. Don't really have that as of right now. Let's see here, 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, so 0.3 those weeks. All right. Around 0.3, so basically the same. So it's been staying steady since I've done a little work on it. And where we are It's about 2 weeks. And this is me. I know what this is. This is the personalization I did on the Ask Neutralizer pages. So I'll show you what I did, how to make it stick, because you can't actually edit the buttons on the pages. All I did was I went inside, because I tested out the different call to action on the pages. That was one of the things inside the checklist here, was test out different call to actions on your button pages to see which one. Clear call to action. No, there's one specifically about having now a verb and a time. So button labels and link labels start with a verb and a time, like shop now. And that was a good thought for me, was, okay, I can do this on, this is the general CRO checkpoint at this point, but I can do this on the actual website on our button pages that mean the most to us, which is on the pages for our best-selling products. So I wanted to roll that out to our best-selling products, and that's what I did with this personalization. So I tested a couple of different things inside different split tests. I did not a multivariate split test. I did multiple split tests at the same time. Every single one of these, I wanted to get to about 200 people visiting to the website so I can have a clear idea of what we're looking at. 200 people over 30 days. We're testing out different call to action buttons on the website. So I can see here that the idea of a verb and a noun inside the call to action button is working, even though I know you're not supposed to make it needs to be statistically significant, all that, but I like to work with small data to kind of extrapolate that big to big data, because we're testing. I'm not trying to verify if something's working. I'm trying to verify if an idea is working, and I'm not trying to verify if something's working versus the other. So the idea of putting a verb and a noun and the add to cart buttons on my pages worked a little better. You see here 22.4 add to carts. So the add to carts went up. It led to more money in the bank as well on a small scale. So more money in the bank on the verb and the noun and the add to cart button versus the original, which was great. You can see here that the best one was an idea I had of a verb, not even getting their product, their solution that we're getting them. So get my solution now. And that led to the biggest calculated revenue per session, which is what I wanted to see over different tests. So I tested at different times in different ways, and they were all the same test. So I tested 3 things at a time on 3 different landing pages for those products. And you can see here that that version of the call to action worked the best, no matter where we were going at. So this one didn't work nearly as well as the other one, but this is the only one that did convert anything. The original add to cart button was not working very well. Let's see if this one led to revenue. Led to revenue. So the only one that led to revenue is the Get My Solution Now call to action button, which is great. So a little more verification. So I'm not going to roll out a big change until I see a decent amount of verification on a smaller scale. And basically the same thing happened here. Original add to cart button, and then fix my pH. I didn't have the one that worked. I just had fix in here. That didn't really lead to anything, but the hypothesis still stands that if I change a specific thing on the website, so they can a verb and a noun, then we can increase the conversion rate of the website. And this one didn't lead. The only one that led to any sales was the original, which was, so 2 out of 3 tests worked. Got about 200 people to the website and those specific things, testing out what we wanted. So what I did was I'm doing a bigger test now over a longer time frame to verify something. I know it can hurt the website's conversion rate, but I'm going to check it on a week-to-week basis to make sure it doesn't. So what we're testing out is we're have a site-wide change on this specific product about this specific thing. So it's going to say, get my blank now. Get my blank now. So what we've been doing recently is, this is a personalization we started. Where did we start this? We started this on the 5th, so last Thursday. So this is May 1st. This is the 8th. So within this week, we should see a decent boost in conversions. So far, it looks like we have, but it's yet to be seen. Here we go. So when we had the test going, back in April, we saw a big increase in conversions over the regular add to cart. So you can see 4 here, 2 on February. March, 2 add to carts, 0 in February. April, the week of April 17th, 6 add to carts, 0 in March. So we were testing on more pages now. So this is when we started testing on more pages. This was the initial test, the first page, and then it started testing on all the acid neutralizer pages. And we had a bigger increase in conversions. Same thing here, for about a 0.6% conversion rate, 0.4% conversion rate there, 0.6 here. And last week was about a 1.5% conversion rate when I made this site-wide change to all the acid neutralizer pages for this specific test. So one test on the one personalization is when we had the big significant uptick. And we're going to check this week to make sure that we're still trending up. And then once the personalization kicks in, then we're going to do it on a code level, so we're going to hard code it in. So that's what we're working on now. But the overall conversion rate on the website is trending up because we are going through this checklist one at a time, making sure we're doing the best practices that are going to work for us. I know we're not going to get everything done. Like you can see here, I went through all of these. Didn't necessarily make everything, all the changes. I went through all of the ones on the homepage. Didn't make any near of the changes I should have because I have to clear them with partners. So I went through all these. I said, can I do this right now? Can I do this right now? Can I do this right now? I can't, so I'm going to move on to the next thing. So I'm working through the checklist slowly but steadily, which is helping improve the conversion rate of the website. So as of right now, we're at 0.4% for the week, which is awesome. The week has just started. Actually, I think we're higher than that this week. But the last couple of days, we're at 0.4%, which is great. Traffic is not it's not tremendously stifled, maybe about 25%. So I can increase it a little bit, and I'll see what that does conversion rate. But I'm going to keep it steady for about half the month to see where we're at. So another 5 days or so to see where we're at. You can see here that I switched up how Performance Max was working and made a new campaign. And now we're getting it back up and running. This was Performance Max going full in, so we're actually basically the same amount of traffic, and we have a lot better conversion rate. So let's see, like I said, the 4th to now. I know it's on a small scale, but we're basically the same. So I know that I need to keep working on conversion rate. Bought a course, bought this checklist first, and then going through the course. But that's one of the bigger things that we did on the conversion rate optimization, was make a personalization on the website for this one specific product. We can roll it out site-wide. Personalization first, then hard code it in later. I have my partner do that for me because I am not very great at coding, but I can fumble my way through it if I need to, but he can do it so much quicker than I can. Anyway, traffic is about the same. So today's going to be around 300 people coming in. A lot higher a number of sales, almost 100% more sales. Let's see, do we have any? We didn't have any returns so far. They had one return that day. So I see we're doing pretty well, all things considered. Our business doesn't really lend itself to returning customers. Also, our returning customers don't actually make us any money, which is odd. Normally a business, you make the majority of money returning customers, but for us, this system is installed in your house and it's pretty much set and forget. Most of the money is made on the initial sale, and if we can get them 10 to 15 years later, so on that sale, but most of your money is made on the initial sale, so you have to be good at advertising in this market, which we pretty much are. So my update for conversion rate optimization as of right now, Month to date, we are sitting at 0.47%, which is up 200% over the last month year to date, or month to date. Sales are up about 120% month to date. So that's great to hear. What I'm working on now, actually, I'll make another video about the traffic sources we're working on. But Performance Max is performing pretty well. We set it up. I'll make another video how we set it up for e-commerce, and then we're good to go. Hopefully, you get the conversion optimization checklist below. It's been helping us out a ton. It's about $60. It's gonna, $60 is nothing compared to what it can bring into your website. Even if one of the things works, like the personalization on our pages, that was one thing I wouldn't have thought of testing if I didn't have the checklist, and it has increased the conversion rate of the website a ton for those pages, so it's been helping us out a ton. Hopefully you get it for yourself. I'll probably make a actual one of these selling it, but it's awesome. So anyway, talk to you soon.